Alright, YouTube, this would be episode 4 of my TerraFirmaCraft Let's Play using build 77.21. I'm Bandor45, and welcome back if you've been following so far. If you haven't been following so far, maybe you want to subscribe and watch these episodes as they come out. I told you at the end of last episode that I was going to fix the invisible cow issue, and I did. So I now have 3 male cows and 1 female cow, which is alright. It'll give me a start on cows. And it is daylight out. Oh, and I can see inventory. I didn't keep any of the stuff that I got from the invisible cows I killed. And we'll grab these back up. Okay. I think first things first is I need to no fire starter? Did I use it up? I must have used it up. When did I use it up? Oh well, make a new one. I got a much better way of getting sticks now, so but that hunger bar is coming in, so we're going to have to cook a little bit of meat to have a food stockpile going on here. Probably not going to get a lot of meat cooked. Because I only got 3 logs. Well, I got a stack of logs, that's right. But we'll just cook what I can get with this 3 logs. This is slow going stuff, this particular process. So I'm not going to sit here and cook them all. I'm just going to cook enough to fill my belly and have a few in inventory. So 4, maybe 5. And later on we'll deal with a much faster way of doing this. Make some charcoal and make a forge. And then I can cook 5 at a time. I'm noticing also that my torch count is pretty low here, and if I'm going to be digging a mine soon, I'll need to remedy that. And so while I got a fire, I'll make a few torches. Alright, the last log is now in the fire. Alright, that's good enough. Get 1 more of those on there. And kick out of that. Swap with that. the animal products here are from the pigs I killed, and you saw that happen. Just want to make sure you guys don't think I'm grabbing more than what was due. Alright. What was I going to do? There's nothing in there. Nothing's jogging my memory. Let's get that up there. That up there. Okay. Head back out. There's probably not a lot of daylight left. Alright. Got some more tree saplings getting ready. Can't quite do it. There we go. How many sticks do I have now? 35. That's I need more nets. I think I have seen willows off in that direction on previous runs of this seed. So time now 14. Let's go for it. It won't take too many whacks of a willow tree to get a lot more sticks with this scythe. Alright, I hope those skeletons are underground and not hiding under a tree's shade. Alright, that's pretty good. This axe might not be enough to take that one down. Durability comes into play for every log, and willows have a lot of logs. Alright, we got that one. Probably wouldn't be able to get another one. Alright, good enough. Yeah, we're getting at spawn time already. But this way, I can make ladders. Oh boy. Skeleton too. Whew. All right. It's like a mini skull. Is that what the wither ones look like now? Yeah, there's a bunch of them out and about. Look at that guy. Huh. Alright. That could have been bad to stay out. A creeper too. Stay away from my house, it's fragile. Alright. We have willow saplings. That's a good thing. And we got 2 full stacks and some. Awesome. On sticks. Guys shooting at me and through there. Alright. Ladders. And that's plenty. Probably won't use half of that for the first mine. So we'll put half away for a later date. We got another stack of logs. Where do I want to stack that? It's different than the other. Pick an axe, because I'm almost out of axe there. Won't need it mining, but plans can change. Got some of that. I'm gonna make something else. This is not... What I'm going to make is not TerraFirmaCraft specific. It's comes with that extra Firma mod. And crafting table. No, it couldn't be done in the small one. So I don't think this is a shape related thing. It's just a matter of getting those three in there. And that's 26. That's two. It's an odd number because you need, I think, 4 to set it. But this is wet adobe lump. You set those in 4s on the ground, and they kind of like sunbake. And then you have a buildable brick kind of bit of stuff. And it's a good early game usable building material that's gravity defying. I'd have made some more if I had the sand. Hey buddy, are you alone? Ow. 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 Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Whoa, where'd you go? Oh, you're down there. Shee. That hurt. Look at all these arrows. I wish I could pick them up. Copper chest plate with like a third of durability left. That's not bad at all. About the only thing good from zombies is occasionally they'll drop some iron something or other. And if you can get an iron ingot off them, that's really awesome, because then you can, early game, get rid of having to use those stupid fire starters and make yourself a flint and steel. Okay, well that was a little exciting tonight. But we got a slowly improving health bar here. That's not a lot of straw thatch. I don't want to use that up. That's only going to make me one. Better than none. I'm going to make another door to put on my mining shack. Alright, hour 5. Let's see where to do this. I think right there will be good. Oh yeah, that Adobe lump stuff. Oh, zombie flesh. Ugh. Useless stuff. That's all we're getting. That's so useless, we're gonna throw it away. Alright. Back to this. We got a 4 high straw thatch. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Yeah, it looks better when you do that. And a door. Alright, now is the time when we need this instead of the axe. Nothing of interest. Very large sample of native copper. So if you've not played this game before, Prospector Pick, it samples a 25 by 25 by 25 cube centered on where you clicked. Right-clicked, sorry, it's a right-click tool. It does give false negatives. So, I mean, it's not like you're finding a very large sample from that one, but then 25 blocks from this one you have nothing. So it's a false negative. It's a tool for finding, it's best used to find where it's not. But I mean, I don't mean like you run around out on the surface clicking away and going, oh, it's not here, it's not here. I mean, you find a sample and then you work in both directions of all 3 axes that you can move in until you find that it's not there. And then because of the 25, 25, 25 cube, you know that where you find it's not, and then where you find where it's just starting to show a sample. Where it's just starting to show a sample, you count back 12 blocks and put up a wall, you know, in your tunnel. And I'll show you all this in a bit. But you put up a wall in your tunnel, and then you know that it's not past that wall. You know, it's not on the no sample or nothing found, nothing of interest side of it. It's on the traces side. And then you go the other direction and you do the same thing and find the wall of that. And then basically you can find the edges of the cube that contains the ore by doing that. And you can try to center on it and then tunnel your way into the center and get your ore. But we had a very large sample already this close to the surface. This is a fairly long dirt drop, but large sample there. How far can we get? Nothing of interest. Nothing of interest. Something I want to do. Well, I'll wait. Nothing of interest. So it could be it's not going to taper off because nothing of interest. Alright, that one's there, not got anything. I really need to get up more. I'm going to pillar up a little bit with dirt. Okay, you can pillar with dirt. the trick is to make sure that it's in contact with something on two sides, at least. Alright, one more. I need to find the top edge so I know. So we had nothing of interest, 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 nothing of interest. Medium sample. Boom. So that's the edge outside, this is the edge inside. So I'm going to, at this level, place a torch as a marker. And the level above, I want to put something so that when I'm up there I don't accidentally fall down. Alright. And then use the shovel to dig a couple down. Switch to ladders. Use the shovel. Switch to ladder. Alright, torch is there. That's the beginning of what we're finding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're at level 139. So 7 more. 5 plus 7 is 12. 7 more removed from that would get us at 132, but that's the beginning of the top of it. And I don't want to, I'd rather go 2 more than that so that my tunnels are going to be too high. And I don't want to be walking on top of the ore, I want to be tunneling into it. So we'll go down to 130. And I try to get myself situated again where I can stand on both blocks. So some of this ore sample is going to come up to at least 132. Or I should say at most 132. Alright, it's gotten pretty dark down here. Pop a torch. Alright. Go to my ladders. I think they are too high to reach. So we'll have to do that. Alright, so you see why a saw is like your first most important tool? Because you can't build ladders without a crafting bench. It uses sticks, you can get lots of sticks, but without the crafting bench you can't make them. Alright, when I dig a shaft I usually dig out a landing pad of sorts. Alright, in TerraFirmaCraft you have to deal with collapses or the potential for collapse. And there's some stuff you can make from cutting logs with a saw called vertical support beams and horizontal support beams. The vertical ones don't really hold stuff up, it's the horizontals that attach to it that hold stuff up. And each horizontal piece will hold up the layer above it and the layer it's on 4 blocks away in all directions. So basically a 15 by 15 area centered on that horizontal support beam. I'm not going to bother with that because there are ways to get around digging in here that are really low risk of collapse. One is, first of all, to not dig out a huge cavernous space and then dig at the ceiling from there. That's asking for trouble. So I dig tunnels that are 1 wide and 2 high. The other is collapses happen from the top. They don't happen from the bottom. So I could dig down here all day downwards and I don't get any collapses. It's digging up that has the potential, and the narrower of the space that you're doing it in, the better as far as avoiding it causing a collapse. Like hitting this would have a higher risk because there's exposed space versus hitting this, which has no exposed space. There's more stability inherent in that block. When a collapse does happen, it triggers other collapses. So it's like every time you dig a block of stone, a piece of logic in the programming goes through figuring out whether a collapse should happen or not at that location. Whenever a collapse happens, for whatever reason, either somebody walking across a thin layer of sod dirt over a cavernous space, or whatever, even a block update next to overhanging dirt that hasn't fallen can cause it. But when a collapse happens, it triggers, I don't know how much the range is, but it triggers all the blocks in that range to also do a calculation to figure out if they should collapse as well, as if you had just dug each of them, or dug at each of them. So collapses can be really bad because they fill the space you're standing in and then you suffocate. A safety measure from that is to place a torch and stand over it before you do that kind of digging, because when a collapse happens, what comes down is, in the case of stone, it'll be cobblestone, and if the collapse goes up high enough that it gets to the dirt layer, then you'll have dirt coming down too. Either way, standing over a torch makes all of those blocks go small for inventory. Stone, cobblestone as well. Kind of like if you were mass harvesting sand in Minecraft. So it can be useful to actually try to cause a collapse. If you covered the whole floor of a big cavern with torches, and then you caused a collapse, you save your pickaxe the trouble of harvesting cobblestone when you need cobblestone. And the thing about cobblestone is, this is the andesite rock, is the same as what you get on the surface. You also get it from digging this stuff down here. I'll show you in a moment. I have 64 here, and I have 21 here. And, oops, wrong tool. I should have put that on my tool rack. And there we got some. You don't always get some, and it's a random number, like 0 to 4 or something like that, which is kind of silly. You should never get nothing from the thing. But these things can make cobblestone. And cobblestone can make these things. So a full stack of cobblestone only goes to 32. A full stack of this rock goes to 64. But 4 full stacks of this will make 2 full stacks of that. So inventory management wise, if you're doing a lot of mining and you're getting piled up with this stuff, compress it by making cobblestone from it. You save your inventory space. You half your inventory space that way, or half how much you consume of it. Triangulation of this stuff. First of all, very large, okay? Just everywhere we look is very large. That's not telling us anything. It doesn't tell us where direction to go, where it is, nothing. It tells us it's in the vicinity. But 25 by 25 by 25 cube would be a lot to dig out looking for it. And you don't want to do that because you're making big caverns and you're causing collapse when you do that. So what I do is I pick a direction. I started figuring out the height of it when I was coming down. So I know that the sample I took up there was detecting that there was copper starting at this layer enough to count as a very large, or actually at that point it was large or medium, I forget. But the next one down was very large. So there's enough copper in this layer to be very large. Traces is 1 to 9 blocks of ore. Small sample is 10 to 19. A medium sample is 20 to 39. A large sample is 40 to 79. And very large is 80 plus. So I've dug a tunnel 5 away. Because hunting for some of these can cause you to do a lot of tunneling, you can develop a maze in here. So a good habit to form is that as you're going away from your exit, always put your torches on the right. That way if you're lost, you just keep torches on your left and you'll eventually find your way back in. That should be the case anyway. Sample it. Nothing of interest. Small sample. So we're getting down to a lesser amount here. But we haven't found to the point where it says nothing of interest consistently yet. So we'll go another 5. Five is the reach. When you butt up right against it, you can't dig any further. And to minimize the chances for collapse, I always dig the top first. Alright. Nothing of interest, nothing of interest. The whole circumference. If I detect that nothing in the 8 blocks here, then and even the 6 of a circumference, then I pretty much can count that that's not a false negative. So I'll work my way back. We got traces there. So I'll check the next one and see if it's all nothing of interest. And if it's all nothing of interest, then I know this traces is the start of where it's picking something up. So I'll count 12, including this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 blocks that way will be the start. Oops, wrong tool. So I'm going to go ahead and go 3 in. Actually, I'll go to do the 5. But I'll remember that 2 blocks in is the start. And then I will mark it. But since the marking will be on the opposite side of our ladder, I don't want to mark it the way I would normally. Normally I would take that cobblestone and get over here and build the wall, saying, okay, I know what the copper's not on that side of that wall, and I'll go this direction until I find where I need to mark another wall. I'll get between the walls, and then I'll start going that way or that way and just triangulate. But I want to be able to exit, so I'm not going to do that with cobblestone. What I will do instead is I just need one of those. Get some sticks or planks, and you can do this micro construction with the plank. I can walk over that, but it's an obvious marker to me. torches, I mean, torch would be kind of an obvious marker, but you got a lot of torches down here just to keep it lit, so it's confusing. Alright. I'll go in and make another hole for a light. And I am not gonna, when I find this, I'm not gonna mine it all out. There we go. I'm not gonna mine it all out. I'm just gonna mine some. Because it stores down here just fine the way it is. I don't need to take it upstairs and make a bunch of chests to hold it. So I'm going to do this. Each full stack of 16, this stuff stacks 16 high. Every 4 of these makes 1 ingot. So each stack of 16 makes 4 ingots. I think I want to do this so that I get 4 stacks to start. So those will fill up and then it'll start popping here. Unless this starts popping here. But that shouldn't. If I'm mining ore, I shouldn't be getting a whole lot of that. And I can actually do that. Compress some space. So anyway, they'll fill up those first, and then we'll start seeing it pop here. And then when that stack is full, we'll know we're done. Okay. I don't want to mine the ones low and leave the stuff up top hanging. So I'm gonna hit those when they're above it. And again, mine top first. If you ever get into a point where you're, when you're mining ore never causes a collapse. But if in the process of mining ore I also work at the stone, I run a risk. I'm not too worried about hitting that one stone when it's already surrounded on the bottom with stuff. It's not hanging at all. I'm not too worried about that. But if I was to want to try to go higher, at that point I'd want to put a torch under me first. But again, ore itself, if there was a piece of ore sitting in the ceiling, I'd take that out without worrying. Now, the only time I would consider it worthwhile to mine out a whole deposit and take it back and store it in chests is if it was an ore that was difficult enough to find that you had to travel quite a ways to get to it. This is like practically right under my spawn point and where my little first house is. My hovel, I should say. It's not really a house. And so there's no point in taking it up except as I need it. But if I had to run a day and through the night, or take a bed along with me so I could sleep through the night, and do that, like 2 days journey away, then it would definitely be worthwhile to bring as much back as you could, so you don't have to go all keep on going there every time you need some. Okay, we're starting to fill that last stack. Alright, that's a slowness effect hitting me because my thirst has reached a point where it throws a debuff. And my hunger's getting there too. But I'm almost done with this, so... Just want to make sure that it's lit well enough down here to not have monster spawns happen. It's a pretty cool carpet color. Actually, kind of, if you could made your house like that. Oh. Yeah, we kept on going a little bit beyond. Alright, let's do this. I'll make one more stack. And I'll try to keep a better eye on it. Alright, we're at 11. Alright. That should be well enough lit. Actually, I'm going to move this one to here. Help identify the exit. Okay. So that's a quick rundown of how to use the prospector's pick. And if you run this seed, I guarantee you'll find copper. 8 meters from the spawn point. We went down the ladder and we went to the right, probably 7 blocks tops, and we hit copper. So I am going to wrap up this episode at this point. Take half that stack and make cobble. Pop the dirt in there, pop the cobble in there. Add this to that. Drop those. Drop the ladders. The rest is tools and useful stuff. Well, there's this little bit of wet adobe. I think next priority is going to be to start a small charcoal pit so we get some charcoal and make a small outdoor forge. So that we have a better method of, well, it wouldn't have to be outdoor. We could pop one down here. Sure enough, we could put one right there. In fact, let's do that. Shovel. Oh yeah, that was good. Dirt. Alright, so we lost our fire. Fire starter. And some sticks. And do a little more to dirt stuff. I don't want to have to dig or place something again that would cause a block update to happen. Go ahead and do my cobble. Alright, that will be the forge, but I don't want to have to constantly be having to hop out of that for now, so that goes there. Fires, QQQ, to throw 3 sticks. And we got it going. Throw that back up there. Throw the cobble back up there. And shovel. Put the magnet back on. And we pick all that up. And we're set. We just need charcoal. And then we can cook larger batches of stuff. Which I will need to do soon because I'll leave that go. Because because I'm almost out of cooked meat. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked it, please hit the like button. I need the exposure, and that helps draw viewers. I don't need the exposure, but I would like to have some viewers. I enjoy doing this, but don't particularly want to do it for just myself. And it's a fun game, and I figure there's some interest out there still for it. If you disliked it, by all means, hit the dislike button, but please comment also to let me know why. I would like to improve myself. And criticism is a good way to find out what you're not doing right. And subscribe if you're so inclined. We'll see you guys later. Take care.